idea came first. Really, I spent about 5 years in Europe, in finance in particular, actually finance, technology finance, and I took the London Underground every day, and they were very beautiful posters. And this is late 90s now, and I thought, wait a minute, all these posters have to be digital someday. When they become all digital, what happens? How are people going to be able to manage that content and manage it at scale? Furthermore, if you remember, we're carrying two devices in those days, a phone and a PDA, if you remember those words, like a Palm Pilot, right? One could just extrapolate and say those two devices would be one. So I also thought the platform should be able to ingest data coming from end users and indeed in real time be able to publish it onto digital screens. I decided to come back to Cambridge and situated myself next to MIT in Central Square. And just because of various dynamics, I ran into another MIT alum who's my first employee and a brilliant software architect, to whom I told him, this is what I think we ought to do, and it would be a very big business. We made some very important choices early on, which we still benefit from. As an example, majority of the technologies in Java, which basically meant that we could distribute on any OS, but we only distribute on Linux. Why? Because we felt when we're going to be the custodian of our customers' data, it better be very secure in the cloud as well as at the edges. And as you know, there's inspectability of code for Linux. And because of that, we could tune it to our liking, we could update it, we could provide security and other patches at will. We did not have to wait for people from Redmond, Washington to give us a patch. So to date, fortunately, we've had a very good record of zero in security world. Zero is a good number. Zero compromise in the cloud and zero compromises at the edges. And for that reason, the US Navy uses us for their employee communication exclusively. We also made a decision that there should be no scale limits. So as such, our cloud expands with the need of the edges, right? So we can not only drive thousands of screens, which we do today, but we can drive millions and perhaps a lot more of tags, so price tags at retail shelves, beacons, and so forth. So the scale limit, or not having the scale limit was a very important architectural decision we made. And I would say finally, both my main architect and myself, coming from the Media Lab, MIT Media Lab, were very cognizant of the user interface. Very often, very technical products look very technical. I mean, the user interface ought to look very simple, almost deceptively simple, and all the complexity should be hidden away from the user. And we think we have one of the best user interfaces as well in the marketplace. And these are some of the big decisions that we made, and we're still benefiting from it.